You can start now.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and a big namaste from the land of happiness and harmony, India. Thank you, everybody, for joining for today's session. It's a great privilege to be a resource person for the training session by the Training, Learning, and Development Department of the International Internship University. Thank you so much. Today, we would be speaking on a very important topic, and we all are looking for happiness and how to stay motivated in challenging times. I'm Dr. Pallavi Vasudha Vishwas, the resource person for today's topic. So let us begin today's topic, and let me share my screen. I hope it's visible.
It's visible.
Thank you so much. So welcome to today's topic, how to stay motivated and happy in challenging times. A little bit about me, I'm Dr. Pallavi Vasudha Vishwas, founder of Happy Harmony, author of the book From Hustle to Harmony, Master Work, Life and Happiness, a Harmony Happiness Coach, Happy for No Reason certified trainer, a work-life balance expert, that's what my PhD was in, and a soft skills trainer. And I'm on a mission of spreading smiles across miles. So thank you once again, everybody, for joining. And let's get on to our session right away. So what is the purpose of today's session? Is to be happy. We all want to be happy, but there could be some reasons why we are struggling to be happy. So let us find today's purpose of today's session. Let us be motivated to live a happier and more fulfilled life. Understand the ways to raise your happiness level. I'm sure many of you all will have a question, what is happiness level? And as we go along this session, you will be much, much clearer about what this happiness level is, and so that you can be happy even in challenging times. Understand the importance of self-motivation, because unless you are motivated intrinsically, self-motivated, you can't really traverse the path of life. And some simple methods or simple ways to implement that can help you to stay motivated and happy. Certain things that we would be covering in today's session is, what is the meaning of happiness? I'm sure everybody understands what is happiness, because happiness means different for various peoples and it could mean differently, but a common meaning that we could find through this session, what exactly happiness means. What does motivation mean? There are certain determinants of happiness, and there could be reasons of being happy. Taking responsibility of your own happiness. This is in fact the most important point, that we all need to be accountable for happiness, and how to be accountable, that's what we would be seeing in today's session. And as rightly said, happiness is a journey, it's not a destination. Happiness is not a goal. It is a choice that you make, and that's why it is a journey that you need to carve for your own self. And most importantly, how to live happier every day. I'm sure everybody of us wants to wake up with a smile and be happy every day. So before we go on to the actual session, we would be just having a few moments for ourselves so that we could be fully into this session, mindfully in this session, and you could really, really experience the happiness of attending today's session. So may I request all our viewers and everybody who is watching to just have some moments for themselves. As I tell you a few things, please follow that so that you could experience the beauty of this music. Inhale and exhale slowly. Just watch your breath as you breathe in and breathe out slowly. If you feel comfortable, please close your eyes so that you can fully be with yourself and in this session. Relax yourself and just imagine that you are sitting by a beautiful garden, by a beautiful stream as you see in the picture. As the stream is flowing calmly, just imagine there are trees beside you. The trees are whispering. There's a cool and calm breeze that's flowing. And as you are sitting by the stream, there are few leaves that are around you falling. Experience the grace with which these leaves have fallen down from the tree. And as you take one leaf at a time, place your thoughts on each leaf. These thoughts could be not so good. You could be imagining something that you were wanting in your life, but that's not really taken place. Put one by one thought on each leaf. And as you see those leaves traveling down the stream, just calm yourself and be in that moment. Feel relaxed and calm. Stay there for a few moments. And when you feel comfortable, please open your eyes. Thank you. This experience is always very, very calming for me, and I'm sure you all have also experienced the same. This you could do it even in your general day-to-day life, whenever you feel getting challenged, whenever you feel that stress for your life, whenever you feel that I'm not really in the sense of myself. So just it won't take much time, as you saw. It was just a few moments with yourself, some relaxing breathing you can do on your own, and just tell all these things to yourself. Your version of saying the script could be different, but see to it that these messages goes deep down within you, because the challenging times that we are speaking of, we need to be motivated. We need to feel that calmness within ourselves, and let us see to it that all the thoughts, there are so many thoughts that we are having every day, millions and millions of thoughts that are there that are not so good, that could be challenging, that could be negative thoughts, that could be not so positive thoughts that you would want to have for yourself. So just have this calming exercise for yourself. And thank you so much, everybody, for having this relaxing technique for you. And let us move on with the session. So what exactly does motivation mean? As you see out over there, the man out over there is obviously climbing, and the will to climb the mountain, the will to make it happen. It's a challenging to get to the top. And this is what the journey of life is. Each one of us has some goal in life. And when the challenges are there, what do we need to do? As it's rightly said by George Whitefield, press forward, do not stop. Do not linger in your journey, but strive for the mark set before you. Normally, we always think that, oh, these challenging times are just not for me. Why me? And we linger in that journey rather than looking at the progress that we've made so far. So let us strive, and whatever small steps you are taking, make it a progress. Don't worry how much are you leaping forward, but every small step counts. So what exactly is motivation made up of? It is made up of activation, the will to go forward, that activation that you tell yourself that, yes, I need to go forward, I can make it. The persistence, the small efforts that you take every day, the small steps that you take every day, inch by inch, the way you go forward, every action counts. So the persistence in your efforts does count, and that is what motivation is all about. And lastly, the intensity. The belief in yourself, the intensity in your actions tells how motivated you are. Challenging times we all are experienced in some phase of our life. It could be either in your career, it could be in your day-to-day life, it could be within your family, it could be your relationships, or it could be the pandemic that we all faced. It was a most challenging time for all of us. It was a time when we had to really keep ourselves motivated so that each day that was really a challenge, be it for even for meeting day-to-day needs, even for the food, for everybody. And most importantly, the mental health was at stake during this time. And so how do you keep yourself motivated? The faith, the belief, the hope that yes, I can make things happen. We can make things happen together. And you have a different perspective towards the whole obstacle, the whole challenge. Don't make obstacles as hindrance. So how to really keep yourself motivated? And as it's rightly said, it's a choice to stay motivated. It's a choice to take efforts. It's a choice to have those small actions for you every day. And let me tell you why it's a choice. Because challenges are there automatically. Challenge will just spring up from nowhere. But to stay motivated, you need to take efforts. So it's a choice that you need to make. And how do you make that choice? And what all things are there? You need to make the choice to walk the rough path of challenges. Life is not a smooth road or path that you could take. It's always a bumpy road. There are speed breakers. There are so many challenges out over there. So obviously it's a rough path. You need to abandon the thought to give up. And that's what motivation is all about. Unless you have that attitude of making it happen, the never give up attitude, the make it happen attitude, this motivation doesn't come easily. But if you start making it natural to you, I'm sure the challenging times will see a different perspective if you're motivated. And self-motivation is the best motivation. Yes, if things are getting out of hand, you need to seek for help. Sometimes you need to seek for professional help. But the smaller challenges, the day-to-day challenges that are there, you need to tell yourself to get up, wake up, and get going. And what better self-motivation, because you know your strengths, you know yourself, you are aware about yourself. Especially in challenging times, emotions go haywire. So unless you are self-motivated, you will not have that feeling of going ahead. So you need to self-motivate yourself. You need to, obviously, challenges don't come with a syllabus. They are not in any lessons. So it is, the challenges are unknown to you, rather the way to overcome those challenges. So if you are motivated, you are definitely in a good way, you are going to deal with those challenges. And let me tell you, it does become lonely. Because many people might just come up, these challenges are your challenges. Or they might just, yes, some are empathetic. They might say, yes, we understand your challenges. But you always see the step, the action needs to be taken by you. So sometimes it can be lonely. And there needs to be taken tough decisions, timely decisions that are tough, so that you have a balance of emotions and you will be taking a decision for yourself that will see you through those obstacles, that will see you through the challenges. Some people might not like the decision that you're taking, but it is in the best interest of the challenging times that you need to take. As I gave you the example of the pandemic, there could have been some, you could have had to cut down on certain expenses so that your day-to-day routine of having food on the table is there every day. You could not have a 3-course meal, you could not have a 5-course meal every day in those challenging times. So the decision was tough to tell the family that, yes, we are going to have food every day, but it might not be a 3-course or 5-course meal. Now, a simple method, that this is a reminder method, and everybody of us could implement it in some way or the other. Always remember, before quitting, remember the reason why you started. This could be especially like in your career when you have a challenging phase, and then it is like you say that for me, and I just want to quit it. Or it could also be in your relationship. There could be challenging times. And then you might just want to say that, no, I'm quitting it. Or a goal that you had told yourself that, yes, this is what I'm going to achieve. And you say that I'm just going to quit it. So just sit down and think about why, what was the reason, what made you take up this goal, what made you get going on this path. So this is a reminder for yourself. This is reminding yourself the challenges are not there to stay forever. And you can make it through it. So you could just, most people are aware about writing a journal, but even if you're not writing a journal, you could just take down a paper or maybe a booklet that you have. And whenever you feel that, yes, this thought is there of giving up, you could just write down your thoughts. You could just write down what were the reasons that you are on this path. Or you not even giving reasons. It could just be whatever you feel in your mind, you just go on jotting down. Don't worry about the grammar. Don't worry about what kind of language, whether the sentences are making sense or something, because when your thoughts are flowing, sometimes you might just not remember what you are writing at that particular moment, but let those thoughts flow onto the paper. Because once you get back, when you have calmed down and when you read the paper, what you've written, you will realize that the solution lies over there. In fact, you have the solution to your problem. You have the solution to what you're going through. And that is why I said it should not be something that you are thinking and writing to the correct grammar and everything, language and sentences and proper sentences. No, these thoughts are going to give you a moment to self-reflect. Reflect upon the journey, reflect upon what you are going through, reflect upon the situation that you are into, reflect upon the choices that you can make in this challenging time. Sensible choices that you can make. I'm sure everybody of us looks into the mirror and sees how we are looking outwardly, but self-reflection is something you look inwardly. And that's a journey that everybody has to take. That's a journey that you decide for yourself. So self-reflection, it doesn't take much time. Maybe you could start taking it a few moments, few minutes for yourself and reflecting upon all this. And this is going to give you the understanding of your strengths. And why these strengths are important? Because to stay motivated, you could realize, I have got all these strengths in me. The strengths of coping up with a problem, the strengths of keep going, the resilience, the persistence of efforts, and the belief in yourself, the strength to believe in yourself that you are motivated and you can get through the challenging times. So this is a very, very simple method and you can just start doing it. I'm sure everybody likes to hear a story. So before we go on to our next part of the session, let me share this small story with you. It's a fisherman's story. In a small village, there were two good friends and they loved fishing, going fishing. And they would go every day in and out. And obviously their friendship was very deep and they were dear friends. So they went fishing. And one day, when the two friends were out over there, they were catching fish and everything. One fisherman, the friend, he saw that his other friend was quite good at getting fish. He was wondering, I'm not getting a fish, but he's getting fish. That's wonderful. So in fact, for a moment, he felt sad, but then later on, he also felt happy. He's my friend. So, okay, it's nice that he is able to get fish for himself. And what a wonder. The fish that he was catching, they were all big fish. So normally, when you catch a big fish, you get a big catch. Obviously, you are happy. But what did this friend of him see? As soon as this other friend caught a big fish, he was just throwing it at the back. Rather than putting it in his basket, he was throwing the fish at the back. So maybe the friend thought that, don't know what could be the reason. So maybe one fish, two fish. And this went on for around maybe 5, 6 fish that he was getting all big fish and he was just throwing it at the back. And then this other friend was wondering, what could be the reason that he is just putting away the fish and he's not ready to carry them home? What could be the reason? And wait until the session, at the end of the session, as we conclude the session, let us share the answers to this question, that what could be the reason that the friend was throwing the fish back and not in his basket? Why didn't he want the big fish for himself? So I leave you with the thought, ponder upon the answer to this question is, why didn't the fisherman did not want those big fish for himself? Let me hear those answers as we conclude the session. And this most important thing that everybody of us is looking forward to, what is happiness? You could share in the comments what exactly happiness means to you and why you want to be happy. As you see, there are different emotions, different feelings, excitement, fun, winning, fame, good fortune. So what exactly is happiness? Happiness is an overall sense of experiencing more positive emotions than negative ones. Everybody is looking forward to these positive emotions. Everybody wants to have that good feeling. So happiness is an emotional state that is identified by these various feelings of joy, satisfaction, fulfillment, and contentment. When you feel content, obviously you're feeling happy. But there are certain components to this happiness. It is a balance of emotions and life satisfaction. The positive and negative emotions. Life is not made up of only positive emotions, or life is not made up of only negative emotions. So there is a balance, and how well you can balance the emotions is how happy you will be and how happy you can get through the challenging times. And obviously, how satisfied with your life. Because normally people associate happiness with pleasure. But the meaning that you have for your life, the satisfaction that you have for your life is a deeper meaning of happiness. And people, when they say that today I was happy, tomorrow I wasn't happy, what could be the reason? These emotions, obviously, they are not static. You can't have the emotions running every day, day in and out. So how satisfied you are with your life and how well you can harmonize those emotions is all that happiness is about. Now, what determines happiness? If you want to have happiness, the challenging times that are there, we would normally blame the circumstances. Oh, I have to go through these challenging times. Only I am subjected to these so many obstacles in my life. I'm not at all happy, and I don't know why only this is happening with me. So you keep on blaming the circumstances. This I will come to what exactly is happiness genetic set point, because you might see some people like in your friend circle or in your family, or she or he is normally happy. Come what may, they have a smile on their face. What is it all about? And the intentional activity, the habits that you are going to have for yourself so that you can have a long-lasting happiness. What exactly is this? So you will be surprised the circumstances that we keep blaming, the circumstances that we keep always nudging about, that why this is happening only to me. It is only 10%. You will be surprised at this. Only 10% of circumstances are responsible for the way you feel happy or not happy. So this is short term, and it has got a limited influence. And that is why when people say, no matter how much I'm achieving, I'm not feeling happy. Because that is very short-lived. And it is not sustainable for a long time. And that's why the influence is very limited on your happiness. And this is 50%, the happiness genetic set point that I was speaking. Your genes are responsible for your happiness. Some people have higher set points, others have a lower set points. So in challenging, it's like a thermostat. If you see, some people bounce back soon, some take time. And don't worry whether your set point is higher or lower. Even if it is lower, you can make efforts, you can have those habits so that your set point can increase. And that can see you through these challenging times. I'm blessed with my parents' genes I'm blessed with those happy genes from my parents. So I'm really, really blessed about the happiness set point. And as I said, if you have a lower set point, what can you do? The habits, the activities that you have for yourself, it is comprising of 40%. Is on your control. What kind of happiness habits you're going to have, what kind of work you are going to do, so that you are going to have a happiness set point that will help you to bounce back from the challenging times. That will help you to have a different perception to life. So you can imagine these challenging times, these obstacles or hindrances that we call, can definitely be overcome. In fact, 90% is with you. So we need to take responsibility of our own happiness. As we all know a famous quote by Maya Angelou: if you don't like something, change it. If can't change it, change your attitude. Don't complain. And it's so rightly said. You see that small boy, he's smiling and he's laughing. So how do you own your own happiness? Again, you need to choose to be happy. And happiness begins with you. If you decide you can be happy, nobody is going to stop you from being happy. Be your true self. Learn to manage your emotions and feelings. It's a difficult and it's most courageous to be your authentic self, but you will realize when you are your own self, how satisfied you will feel, how happy you will feel. And be happy doing things on your own without someone else validate you. We are always looking for that validation. Whether it's right, whether, of course, when you are in a community-based where you are going through so many things in your life, having validation is not wrong, but not every time, especially when you want to be yourself, when you are looking out for things that are going to make you happy. Do things for yourself so that you feel happy about it. And have faith and belief in you, because obviously these are the two main things that are going to see you through those challenging times. Reframing your thoughts. What does that mean? As I said, we are having millions and millions of thoughts. Some obviously are negative. So you need to reframe those thoughts. You just can't tell, oh, I don't want negative thoughts coming to your mind, and these things are not going to happen with me. And let me tell you, happy people are not always grinning all the time, 24/7. But they have a different perspective towards life. And that is why they reframe their thoughts whenever they are going through challenging times, or whenever negative thoughts are coming to their mind. They will reframe the thoughts. They will see to it how they can get onto the positive side of it. They are more of solution seekers. So in challenging times, they are always going to analyze it. They are going to see, yes, this has happened with me. They accept it. Become self-aware, accept the situation that you are in, accept that it is challenging, accept that there is some problem, accept that, yes, this needs to be tackled. So you become more self-aware, and this is the way you start owning your happiness, start taking the responsibility of your own happiness. And happiness is a journey. And once you get on this journey, you will realize how beautiful it is. And you will realize this even when you are on a vacation. The destination is beautiful, but the journey that towards the destination is much, much more beautiful. And as it's said by Andy Rooney, that everyone wants to live on top of the mountain, but all the happiness and growth happens while you're climbing it. Because you realize when you are at the top or when you are at the destination, you feel so satisfied and happy that, yes, I've come through all that rough path. I've overcome all the challenges. I've overcome all the obstacles. And then the winning, the feeling of that being on the top is much, much more happier. Being on the top of the mountain, having achieved your goal and everything is much, much happier to you. So happiness is a way of life. And don't search for happiness, because you can make happiness happen to you. You can make the choice and you can get going and living a much, much happier with yourself every day. Every day you must unlearn the ways that hold you back, and you must rid yourself of negativity so you can learn to fly, by Leo Brown. So very well, truly said. When we stick on to certain things, when we hold on to certain things, so much so that we are not ready to let go, we are not ready to unlearn. A journey it is to unlearn, relearn, and learning the process, that whole thing. So with happiness also, it's the same thing. The challenging times, we need to have a perspective. We need to unlearn the ways. Maybe there are certain different ways of tackling those challenges, and that's what happy people are open to. They're open to having a different perspective to this problem. And that is why you will see how motivated you are to find the solution and bring that happiness to you. So start the happiness work today. Do not postpone happiness. I will be happy when certain things happen. I will be happy when this happens. I will be happy when I have $1 billion business. I will be happy when I go here. I will be happy when obviously all the challenges are over. Do not postpone happiness. Start being happy. And random acts of happiness is definitely acts of kindness is going to bring a smile, not only on the person's face with whom you have shared the kindness, but also it brings a smile on your face. We need to nurture the relationships. We need to develop strategies for coping up and thinking optimistically. All the journey through this session that we had, how to stay motivated, how to be happy, is all the techniques that will help you to see through the challenges, to think positively, to think optimistically, and to develop your own strategies. As I said, each one is unique, and each one is going to have their way of seeing through the problems. So you can have those strategies for your own self. And forgiveness is healing. Maybe like those 10% of circumstances, you put me in this challenging time. You're blaming somebody for it. Maybe that person unknowingly something could have happened, but let us learn to forgive, because forgiving is very, very healing. And most importantly, practice and express gratitude. Let us be grateful for what we have rather than what we lack. Because it is always the challenges, in the challenges, we forget to have gratefulness, we forget to express gratitude, because the challenges are so overpowering that we forget what you have. You have the strength to cope up with it. Express gratitude. Maybe those challenges are not that serious or severe as they seem to you. Express gratitude. The challenges are not going to be there forever. Express gratitude that yes, there is a better tomorrow. And appreciate the small joys of life. Because small joys, as I said, we might just keep waiting that, oh, when I go for a vacation on an exotic location, maybe I'll be happy. But the joy of maybe just being there with your family for an outing, small outing, is a joy that we need to experience and feel happy. Now, this is a very, very good exercise for your happiness intention. The complain, blame, and appreciate. You can have this, it's a small give and take you could have with your friends, with your family, even with yourself. When you are in challenging times, think of all that you are complaining about. Again, this you could write it down, or you could just share it with somebody, your family or friend. Think of everything that you're complaining about. These challenges are too big, why this is happening, and everything. Just think of those complaints. Next, start blaming. Start blaming in the sense, think of who all you are blaming, the circumstances, the people, the environment, everything. Why? You could write down 4 or 5 what you are blaming about. And lastly, appreciate. And just look at the list, which is bigger. The appreciation list is going to be bigger than complain and blame. Appreciating the people that you have with you, supporting you, appreciate all that you can do in the challenging times, appreciate that the learning that you have received from the challenging times, appreciate the success that you would be seeing after the challenging times. And this is how you can develop your happiness intention. And please share in the comments that what exactly is your happiness intention as you go through the challenging times. And we always feel that happiness is short-lived. I cannot have happiness day in and out. So what do you need to do? You don't have to let these unfavorable circumstances discourage you. You don't have to get discouraged by the challenging times. Increase your ability to adapt to the change. Increase your ability to adapt to what is going through your life. Adapt to the change, how you can find a solution to the challenges. And don't look at others or situations as a source of your happiness. You need to be accountable and responsible for your own happiness. And most importantly, accept and let go of the control. The uncontrollable situations, let it go. Let go of that control. We cannot control everything in our life that is happening. You will experience the calmness once you start letting go of the control that is uncontrollable. And live from the state of abundance. When you are living from the state of abundance, you will see that how much of love and gratitude that you would be experiencing. There is enough in this world that we all can live abundantly. There is enough care, support, and all the good things that you would value. All that is there in abundance. We just need to realize it and embrace it so that we create a long-lasting happiness for ourselves, for our family, and harmonize with all that is happening around. So all this is, we can make it happen and you can get through the challenging times. And this is all that as we conclude today's session, as we are seeing how you can stay motivated and how you can stay happy, what all things can this impact in your life as you begin staying motivated, as you begin staying happy, you start building better coping skills. Obviously, there is an increase in the satisfaction with life. You have a better understanding of overcoming challenges. Your relationships are now stronger. And you have loving relations, bonds. There is an increase in resilience. There is a change in the perspective towards life. There is a change in the perspective towards challenges. And we all are striving for well-being. We are striving for happiness and well-being in our lives. So with this, we can always create an overall state of well-being. And as we go back to the story, which I hope everybody is putting in the comments. So just let me give my, what exactly the story was about. The story was when he was throwing the fish at the back and not putting in the basket, the challenge for that fisherman friend was he had a smaller pan that could not fit the bigger fish to fry in that smaller pan. He did not see the opportunity. He did not see the abundance of having those big fish for him and his family. But he was worried about the challenge that he had a smaller pan. He could work out a solution rather than throwing away the fish. So this is how our perspective towards life is. This is how when we are being in challenging times, we get overwhelmed and we do not see what is hidden in those challenges. What happiness is there out over there that would make everybody happy. And you could find a solution in those challenging times. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, all viewers. And that is my website and email where you could reach me. And if you have any questions, most welcome so that we could answer. Or later on also, you could write to me on that email and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions or queries that you have. A heartfelt gratitude to International Internship University for giving me today's opportunity to share and spread happiness and add those happy smiles in all our lives. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Alminia. Thank you so much. Do we have any more time?
Yes, if you need, sure.
Any questions in the comments? Because I'm not able to view them over here.
No,